hopefully someone's going to join us tonight. Welcome back to the channel for a live stream. I have had to go horizontal again. Not sure why, but my phone will not allow me to. No, I had to go vertical rather. Will not allow me to go horizontal. Not quite sure what the hell's going on with that. Always used to. I will have to have a little rummage around when I get the time to become properly organised. Well, I know that, my lovely, because I've turned it round. I just asked Ellen to check on the phone whether I was vertical or horizontal. But like always, I was ahead of the game. She's at a different time dimension, but she's caught up with us now, God bless her. So anyway, we have one person in the house, which is good. Now, before I forget, I doubt the person I am talking to is in the house. And chances because there's only one person in there. But just in case he is, or just in case he watches this later, I've got to say thank you very much for these 70s trivia cards. Didn't get these until a couple of weeks ago. Ewan in Sideways had them for me, but he kept forgetting to give them to me. So the first I heard about it was a couple of weeks ago. But someone was kind enough to leave them for me. I'm guessing to be to use in the quiz. That's my logical assumption. But I have no idea who it was that was kind enough to do this. I do apologise if I do know you and I've forgotten, but I have a terrible memory. But the way it was described to me, Ewan said it was an English guy. He had come in a few times asking when I was going to be there. And then the last time, he dropped these off and said, give these to Simon. And all I know is he's a very big man, because Ewan's 6'2", 6'3", something like that. And Ewan said he was bigger than him. So whoever you are, thank you very much. We had some fun with these. Ellen tested me, and she enjoyed it more than I did. I don't know why she got so excited, giggling away. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but she was having a whale of a time asking me questions. But yeah, really good. This is really good. I want to try and work out how I can incorporate in a quiz sometime. The trouble is, they're all English 70s questions. So from TV in the 70s. So I don't know how many of the Americans or the Canadians or any of the Commonwealth countries or any of the European countries would do. Yeah, bloody good fun that is. It brought back some memories. So whoever you are, thank you very much. Look at this, I'm getting hearts and I'm getting faces and I'm getting all sorts of things coming up now. Is that you, Ellen? I've just burnt my lip. Jesus Christ, that coffee's hot. Right, we have 15 people in the house. We have jumped from no one to 15. I don't know how we've done that, but thank you very much for joining. And now I've got some chat. Elizal Ianoptok, have I said that wrong, says hi. Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Neil Michaels, the West Ham trivia box must have got lost somewhere. Yeah, that'd be good, a West Ham trivia box. I doubt they make such a thing. I don't think there's enough of us, but that would be good. Mia Stroke 1U5B said hi. Well, I say hi back, Mia. Thank you for joining us. We've got a couple of names here I don't recognise. Yeah, so there you go. I've thanked people for the box. Who else is coming? I'm sure there's something I've forgotten. Always something I forget. But 10 people, 4 likes, and only 3 people have introduced yourselves. Well, I'd just like to say for whoever is there, how do you do? I started drinking my coffee black again for health reasons, and the kitten has come up to join us. Yeah, it's hot. That's all I can say. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that. I've got the puppy at my feet, and I've got the cat at the left side of me. There you go. They for some reason, as soon as I put the camera on, they started becoming very very active, very friendly. Oh, say hello, don't jump away. Talk to me. Right, Mia is asking, what is your favourite food? My favourite food? Do you mean my favourite meal, or do you mean my favourite, country for food? Probably Indian. I do love a chicken tikka masala, even though it's Scottish. Yeah, Indian food. Indian then Thai. I think they would be my two favourites. But I quite like Vietnamese for my last trip. What is your favourite food? Ellen is looking at me. Oh, my favourite food is Ellen's cooking. My God, she's a wonderful cook. Meal, yep. Well, the meal would be chicken tikka masala. If I was gonna, if I was gonna be condemned, and it was my last supper, I would have a condemned man's last meal. I would have chicken tikka masala. Madras hot. Right. I've got the thumbs up. You must be a chicken tikka masala fan, Mia. Who else is in the house? We are fluctuating. We've gone from 1 to 10 to 15 to 2 to 3. It's like one of those heart monitors watching it. And now we've just gone from 10 to 22. What is happening? We never have that many. I'll kill them off quickly. People get bored with me very, very soon. I don't know. Can't help it. I have no charisma. So who else is in the house? Yeah, we just went from 20 to 14, just like that. In the words of Tommy Cooper, just like that. What's happening now? The dog is eating the placemat. Ellen does not like our puppy. She's looking at me now as if I'm making her out to be a bad person. But she is. She is the wicked witch of Bekong when it comes to animals.
Not true. I love pencils.
Down to 16. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. I don't know what to say if no one talks to me. Are any of the regular gang in the house? We've got Mia, we've got Alizal, and we've got Neil. They are the only ones who've identified themselves. And we've got 5 likes, so 2 people like it, but they don't like it enough to talk. Are you getting any chat on yours? My thing hasn't frozen, has it, my love? And we've got a very generous donation from Ken. I'm in the house, you wee bastard. I'm not that wee, Ken, but thank you very much, mate. How are you? Been a while, mate. Been a while. The wee man. How's life treating you? You never got over it before, did you? You never made it over in the end. Have you got any plans to reschedule your trip? Kiddish, greetings from Esther. How are you going? How's it going, Simon? It's going well, mate. I could complain, but who would listen? You know, the old jokes are the best. Thanks for that, Ken, by the way. Much appreciated, mate. I will get a San Miguel light and I'll get the girls an ice cream with it. Cheers, mate. Kiddish, greetings from Leicester. How's it going, Simon? Yeah, I've already answered that. I do get confused very quickly. How are things in Leicester, mate? Just been relegated, haven't they? Yeah, that's a blow. Incredible how things have turned around there. When I was living there, they were, you know, they were at their peak. They had the Malaysian owners come in, and not Malaysian owners, the Thai owners, weren't they? Were they Thai or were they Malaysian? Oh, they were Malaysian, weren't they? Were they Thai? I can't remember. But either way, I know they had the King Power. No, they were Thai because they had the King Power. They had the Leicester City shop at the airport. But yeah, I went to Thailand just after they'd taken over and started putting the money in. Couldn't believe it when they won the league. You know, but they'd gone from strength to strength to strength. And now the last few years, they've gone down, down, down. Ever since the helicopter crash, sadly. Neon Samang, hi. Hi, Neon. Nice to meet you, mate. We've got a lot of new people tonight. Kiddish, yeah, bummer. Kiddish, no Thai. Yeah, that's right. So I don't know why I thought they were Malaysian. Yeah, they were Thai, weren't they? Yeah, because they were the guys that owned the King Power tax-free shops, weren't they? Ken McCulloch, I'm stuck here with work. Can't seem to escape. You'll have to dig a tunnel, mate. You'll have to dig a tunnel to get out of there, mate. But at least you got work. I'm sure you're like powering in the money. What about the love life? Didn't you have an online girlfriend? Have you got a new one? Am I getting mixed up? Inner Sanctum, have you visited Iloilo? No, I have not visited Iloilo. Not been many places in the Philippines, mate. You know, you could put it all in one hand. Been to Siquijor, been to Cebu, been to Manila. Bumigeti, that's it. We haven't been anywhere else, have we, that I've forgotten? No, haven't done a lot of travelling. Been to Malbo twice. Obviously, I've been Siquijor for a few months. Cebu City, that's about it. We're more like into travelling overseas these days than travelling around the Philippines. It's sometime. Evening, Simon. Evening, mate. How you doing? Oh, Jack's in the house. Jack, thank you very much, brother. Much appreciated. Good Lord. Got the cat jumping all over me now, being chased by the puppy. Cheers, Jack. Really appreciate that, mate. How are things with you? I won't ask you how the daughter's going. Hopefully that's improving because it's your business. But how's the lady and how's your back? And how's your cryptocurrency going? I imagine it's not going well. If anyone's interested, the pound is doing fantastic against the peso at the moment. I have no idea why. You know, I mean, it's just crashing the peso, which is good for me, obviously, not so good for Filipinos unless they're exporting. But I see it's Americans as well because Ellen said today it's hit 61 to the dollar. It's 83 today. When I got it, it was 68. I've never known it go above 80. Well, 80.5 it went once. Stop eating my laptop. Can you get the kitten away? She's eating my laptop. So yeah, happy days. But from what I've been reading in the paper, Britain is supposed to be the hardest hit country in the G20 if the Strait of Hormuz gets closed or stays closed. So I'd have thought our currency would be dropping, but it's not. It's rocketing against, well, everyone's currency seems to be rocketing against the peso at the moment. If anyone knows why, pray tell. Jackstar, hit the like and share the love. Hope everyone is good. Cheers, Jack. Always appreciate it, mate. And it's working. Oh, we've dropped down to 6 people watching now. We had 22 not so long ago. What did I say wrong? Ken McCulloch, still got my girl. She's going crazy with me, not getting over there. Finish 82, I think. What's 82? The back to the peso. Let me check the pound to the peso. It was 83 when I checked earlier on. I've been going to the ATM every day. Going to buy a laptop this weekend, so I thought I'd pay cash. No, it's 83.21 at the moment, mate. I've just had another look. Now I'll go back to my page. It's yeah, 82.31 according to Google. If your girlfriend's going crazy, can you not take a weekend off? Or, well, I suppose you want to come over longer than that, but it's not that far, is it? From Australia to how long is the flight from Australia to Philippines? Kiddish, the Thai baht has gone above 44 too. Has it really? Has it really? I remember the days before Brexit when it was 53. It's never gone back, has it? Has it ever made it to 45 since then? Ken McCulloch, the peso is climbing with me, climbing for me with the Aussie dollar. Is it really? What do you mean climbing? Does it mean it's going up as well? I mean, I thought you meant the dollar's dropping against the peso. Yeah, it seems to be all the Western currencies. Don't know why. Well, I imagine it's to do with what's going on in the Gulf. I know they were saying a few weeks ago that the Philippines only had a month of fuel left, but you know, everyone started panic buying. The prices have kind of dropped here. It's about 92 pesos. No, about 82 at the moment, which is more or less double what it was, but it went up to like over 100 at some of the garages. So I don't know why it has started dropping. And I've not heard we're still in the state of national emergency, so I don't know if they've got it coming in from somewhere or what. But it's going to be gloomy days if we start losing power here. I know the shopping malls, they've all got to open an hour later to save electricity. They can't open at 10 anymore, they open at 11. Rick in Asia, hi from Australia. Hello, Rick. How you doing, mate? Welcome on board. I've asked a few questions. I'm waiting for the answers now. We need to find out how Jack's back is and how his lovely lady's going. We need to know how far the flight is. Are you? Oh, here we go. Rick in Asia, good, thanks. Well, I'm very glad to hear it, mate. Mike Thompson, hello, Mike. How you doing? During times of conflicts, nations with a large number of defensive companies generally see their currencies grow. You think that's what it is? Could be, could be. I have no answers, mate. I know currencies are a strange thing, but I'll have to Google that later. That could well be a factor. So I'm assuming it's because you know, that they're going to run out of fuel in that area and they think they're going to struggle, or we're going to struggle badly. But as I say, the UK is going to be screwed by the looks of it if it carries on. Rick in Asia, 7 hours from Brisbane to Australia to Manila. Is it that far, is it? Yeah, I suppose it is. See, I'm thinking of Thailand because it's only about 4 hours to Thailand. Is it 4 or 5 hours? We're further over. So, yeah, so that's longer than I thought it was. So it's still quite a flight, but at least you can fly direct, which is a blessing. Jack Stark, back not great, not seeing girlfriend this weekend and daughter. Let's just say in 9 months, more trouble. Oh, Jack. That is, yeah, that's not good if he's away. I'm assuming it's him and he's away for 5 years, isn't it? Wow. Well, yeah. I know what to say, mate. I should say congratulations, but you know what I mean? I'm not being facetious, but yeah. Oh, Jack. Big in Asia, I've done 3 trips to the Philippines last year. Hopefully, I'll be back in Mindanao in a month or so. Have you been going to other places, or you got a girlfriend in Mindanao, or Mindanao's a place you like, or have you been going to lots of other places? Ken says it was $1 Australian is Philippine 410. Before the war, it was 36.30. Not a war, mate. It's a conflict. Mr. Trump has said so. Well, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. Yeah, happy days. I suppose I was saying to Ellen the other today because she was saying how it's a terrible thing for the Philippines. Well, it's not a good thing, but I suppose for the companies that are exporting, then they're going to be making a lot more money. When I had my security businesses, there was a time when the pound was really weak against the euro, and I was in heaven because I was getting paid in euros and then converting it to pounds. When the pound started getting stronger against the euro, all my friends were like, "This is fantastic." Not for me, you know what I mean? So you can have some businesses, you know, say if you're exporting, your products have just got a hell of a lot cheaper. But if you're not exporting, and the Philippines is a mainly export country, I think, then you've got problems. Obviously, everything's going to be more expensive that they're importing. A lot of the food and that comes from China, so it's not good for the Philippines at all. I can imagine. Rick in Asia, I've been in Cebu, Leyte, and around Mindanao in the safe areas. Yes, have a girlfriend in General Santos. General Santos. Who was talking about moving to General? Who was going to go to General Santos recently? Was it Nucky? Someone was going to visit someone in General Santos, or had a girlfriend in General Santos or something. Yeah, I think it was Nucky, yeah, because he was thinking about going over. Yeah, it was General Santos, yeah. I had a friend who died, Steve, he was in General Santos. I'm sure it was General Santos he was in. You say all the safe areas. According to Mr. Google, Dumaguete is the safest city in the Philippines. I find that hard to believe. Not that it's particularly dangerous. I've never felt in danger here. It is a safe place. But Ellen just said she thinks that's based on crime rates. Well, of course it is, my love. What else would you base it on? Yeah, Dumaguete apparently is the same, according to Google, according to the statistics, whether they're right or not, Dumaguete is currently the safest city in the Philippines. Ken McCulloch, you from Australia, Rick in Asia. Yes, he is, mate. Yes, he is. I don't know where. He hasn't told us that yet. Rick in Asia, General Santos is hot. I like Davao better. It's been bloody hot here the last couple of weeks. I don't feel the heat. I just say it's hot, so I feel it. I don't feel it in comparison to most people. And I don't mind it, but I've felt it. You know, I know it's hot. You know, usually it'll be hot, and like when I've had neighbours, last couple of neighbours, well, neighbour now is American, but before they were Americans, and they'd all be like, God, it's so hot today and it's hot, and have you not got the aircon? I don't feel it. But I've felt it last couple of weeks. It is hot here. Cooler at nights, but very hot during the days. Well, obviously it's cool at night because there's no clouds. That's why it's hot during the days. But yeah. Jack Stark, crypto, let's just say hits keep coming, but farming is the way forward. Yeah, why do the hits keep coming, Jack? What's your theory for that? Because I watched something the other day and they were saying gold's down as well. I thought at a time for conflict, crypto, I mean, gold's usually the one that goes up, isn't it? It seems a strange way. Some currencies are going up. The usual safe havens are going down. Crypto's gone. I know crypto's been struggling for a while, but I thought it would give it a boost. You know what's going on with Iran? Rig in Asia, yes, Ken, near Noosa on a farm in Queensland. Near Noosa, never heard of Noosa. Is it a big place, Noosa? Never been to Australia, no authority on it. I mean, I've heard of the big cities, but never heard of Noosa. Ken McCulloch, there is an army base in Mindanao. What, an American army base? Or Filipino? I didn't know. I mean, are you talking about Filipino? I know there's an insurgency in Mindanao. Yeah, you say it's supposed to be safe, but I mean, there's certain parts of Mindanao you're not supposed to go, are you? I mean, they occasionally kidnap and end tourists, don't they? Mike Thompson, Boracay is lovely, but can get busy. Yeah, yeah. I think if we do go somewhere in the Philippines, it'll probably be Boracay. It'll be Boracay, it'll be Bohol. Bohol is easier to get to. But I mean, no real hurry. I mean, I know I've said it before on the channel. A lot of expats I know over here feel the same way. It's like, everywhere you seem to go in the Philippines, and I'm talking to people who've been like, all over, been here like 20 plus years. So it's just same. It just feels the same. The beach might be slightly lovelier. There might be a thing, but it's just the same. It's not like some countries, like Thailand. You go to west and you go to the north, go to the south. It feels like you're in a different country. Everything's different. It's not the same in the Philippines, but we should certainly go to Bohol because it's not that far. But Boracay, the beaches do look nice there. Ken McCulloch, I'm from Bundaberg. Bundaberg, have I pronounced that right? Never heard of Bundaberg either. Bundaberg, sounds like Thunderbirds. Ken McCulloch, my dad is from Gympie. Gympie or Gympie? I'll go with Gympie. Rick in Asia, okay, Bundaberg. I used to work in the Metropolitan Pub before joining the army. The Metropolitan Pub in Bundaberg, I guess. Ken McCulloch, yes. Philippine Army base. Okay, yeah. So, because I don't know, I know there are, or they're reopening some of the American bases, but I don't know whether I think there's one in Subic, isn't there? Are they reopening that one, or they expanding that one, or whatever? There's army bases everywhere, most of the islands, mate. Oh, Wendy is with us. Hello, Wendy. How are you? Glad to be Canadian. No wars yet here. Yeah, I don't think they're going to invade you yet, Wendy. And if you do, you've got Europe's back. They will have your back. We're not going to let them take over Canada. Okay, Billy, is Manila a good city to stay? If you're asking me, absolutely not. Do not like Manila. Really don't like Manila. Never really spent a lot of time there, so just base it on a limited experience of the place. But when I first flew over here, I had a night in transit in Manila. And when we went to Vietnam, we had a night in Manila before we left. And then we had a night in Manila on the way back. And 3 times, 3 different hotels, 3 different areas. And I didn't like it. Really didn't like it. Would not want to go there. I mean, it's okay for a stopover. I mean, we're just staying like to get some sleep before the flight next day. But certainly it wasn't like, oh, got to come back and visit this place and see more of it. No, not for me. Okay, Billy, what are your favourite cities in Asia? My favourite cities. Probably Bangkok, Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City, whatever you want to call it. Quite like Kuala Lumpur. I mean, I like Pitsanulo in Thailand. Chiang Mai. But I mean, Pitsanulo. Some of the cities I like, they're not really. I mean, I like Dumaguete. That's probably my favourite city. But I'm assuming you're talking like for a holiday. Yeah, Bangkok takes a. I mean, I don't want to live in Bangkok, but it is a nice city. Really like Ho Chi Minh. Yeah, there'd be my answers to that in Asia. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I mean, I know some expats like Manila. I put it this way, I've got a few friends who go to Manila occasionally. I've got a mate who's just gone back to the UK to have an operation, and he was having a few days in Manila. And he always talks to other people because some of the guys I know here have lived in Manila, and they're always saying it's not what it used to be. It's not as good, and so I mean, maybe it used to be better, but not for me. It's end on time. Been to both. Boho is better than Boracay, in my opinion. Less touristy and more to see. Really? Well, that's good to hear because Boho will be a lot easier for us to go to than Boracay. We could just get the ferry over. Um, Mike Thompson, Bundaberg rum. Bundaberg rum? Bundaberg rum. They make rum there, do they? Adam Fente. Hey there, Simon. Good to catch the live. Good to catch you, Adam. How are you doing, brother? How is life in Da Nang? I'm guessing you're still in Da Nang. Have you, what has been going on since last we spoke? Ken McCulloch. The Met is across the road from the post office. I think they're talking about, Bundaberg rum is my friend. There you go. They're having a chat amongst themselves. Never had a Bundaberg rum, which is not surprising because I never heard of Bundaberg. Don't mind rum though. I grew quite partial to, well, would you believe it? It's Tanduai, they have here, is the world's biggest rum exporter or producer, which surprised me. I've had that in the trivia quiz a few times. But some of the Tanduai rum, like the 5 year and the 10 year, I don't mind the cheap stuff, like the 179. You know, that with Coke, it's all right. But some of the like, you know, the 5 year and the 10 year ones, the reserves, really nice, really nice. Big in Asia, I only stay in Manila for one night before heading off to other places. I don't go much on it. Now they've all left me. The two girls have gone, so I'm going to turn the fan round so it's on me because we were sharing it. The aircon's still not working. Trying to get an engineer out here is a nightmare. Absolutely ridiculous. The joys of the Philippines. We've got 5 units that need servicing. You think they'd rip your arm off and get here, like no driving around, all in one place. It's extraordinary. Rick in Asia. I only stay in Manila for one night before heading off to other places. I don't go much on it. Did I just read that? Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you, mate. Mike Thompson. If you want to stay in Manila, you should check out the BGC area. Yeah, I've heard that the BGC area is the place to go. But what I've heard is good about it is not what I'm really looking for. If you know what I mean? You know, it's like I was talking to friends the other day, and they were saying how much I like Singapore and you should go to Hong Kong. I don't really want places like that. I don't want, as I imagine BCG is, which is really modern and it's got Western style restaurants and it's like, just all flash and glossy and that. I like, rough and ready. I like, what I mean? I like eating street food and like experiencing the culture, so that's not really an attraction to me. They've got a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. They got that. I've never had any interest in going to Singapore or Hong Kong because I mean, it's just going to be like a first city capital. It doesn't that First Nation capital. It doesn't hold any appeal to me. Frankly, Brian, hi, Mr. Whitehouse. There you go. He said it the other day. I told him I didn't like it. He's doing it again. No worries. Would you say that there are any beautiful Asian cities? I think function takes precedence over form. They can't compete with beautiful European cities. Well, I think it depends. I think there are. I've not necessarily been to them, but no, there are. I mean, I've heard Hanoi is really beautiful. I mean, there are parts of Thailand, Cambodia and that, we've got the old French architecture, and things like that, which are nice. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're kind of, a lot of the old structures have gone, they've kind of like evolved. They're not built round, but I mean, they're different, aren't they? Yeah. Are they as mind-blowingly impressive as Paris or Rome or parts of London and that? No, they're different, aren't they? I mean, they don't they have structures that are old, like some of the temples date back thousands of years, but they don't have like stone buildings and marble palaces or whatever that are like 1,000 years old, like they do say in London and France and places like that. So it's different, isn't it? It's different. Descender time. Definitely agree that BGC is the best area in Manila. Spent a year there. Everything at your fingertips, very safe and walkable. Yeah, I've got a friend, Frankie. I don't think he watches the lives. He's up in Manila now, and he spends a lot of time in BCG. But he's there because he's working. He's got a job there. He's not. He does. I don't think he loves Manila. He wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the job. But there are a lot of there are a lot of expats that love it. There's a lot of it. I mean, I can't stand Cebu City, but there are a lot of expats that love it. Who wouldn't dream of moving to Dumaguete. So it's horses for courses. Big in Asia, I've checked out BGC and Makati, but I like to get out of Manila and head off to the province areas on other islands. Yeah, I've not really been to the provinces over here. Adam Fente, today I happen to be sick as a dog, but overall I'm enjoying life in Da Nang. I'm way more productive here than Siem Reap. No brownouts, great food and very walkable. Much better quality of life. So, how do you? How long do you intend to stay there, Adam? Are you having such a good time? You're going to extend and extend, or you're still going to stick to your like 5-6 months that you were planning to do? Ken, don't pay your rent until they get air cons fixed. Yeah, no, it's not as simple as that, Ken. Because I said I'd do it. Our owner lives in Thailand, and I offered to do it. I said about a month back. So the aircons need doing. He says, he'll sort. I said I'd sort it out. Because it's easier for me. I thought, but every company keeps letting us down. We phone them up. They're going to come tomorrow. They don't. So you think, right, screw them. We'll go on to another company. They're going to come, then they got the flu. They just keep cancelling. Everyone just keeps cancelling. We're like on a fourth company now. It's ridiculous. But no, anyway, I can't anyway. I paid it's how tight I am. When I saw the exchange rate was getting so good, I paid a couple of months in advance. I just wafted it out and said, here's your rent for the next 2 months. It would be a sin to miss such a good exchange rate. So that horse has already bolted, mate. But he did say the other day that when I was talking to the landlord, he said, you got any success with the aircon? I said, no, just keep mucking us about. And he said, well, do you want me to try and sort it out? I said, no, I'll do it because it's like, he's in Thailand. And I feel ridiculous. I said, well, it's ridiculous because if he did it and got it sorted in a couple of days, I'd feel like a right arsehole, why can't I sort it out? But to be fair, we're not like prioritising it in the sense like, I'll get on it, I'm going to do it one day, and then you think it's done, and then they don't come, and then you leave it a couple of days looking, and then you leave it, and then you phone someone else. You know what I mean? I'm not being hands-on doing it, but I've got to pull my finger out and get it done. Adam Fente, I'm staying in tonight and drinking my tea with honey. Oh, honey, how long have you been with her? What a lovely name. Now, I know you don't mean a girl. What's actually wrong with you, Adam, then? If you're drinking tea and honey, I'm assuming it's like a cold or a flu or something like that, is it, mate? Plastered finger. Evening, Simon, at all. How you doing, Plaster? Glad you could make it. We've got no Glenn tonight, have we? We've got no Tim. We've got no Jim. There's a few not here. Glad you made it, Plastered. Ken, what corps were you in, Rick? Rick in Asia, Rain F. I was in 2RAR in Townsville. Ken, Laverack. Ken was 2/4, 2/4, I don't know. Well, there you go. There's a bit of army chat going on. Rick, yes, Laverack. Well, it's good that two friends have met through the channel. That's what we're all about. But someone else talk to me. They can chat away to themselves. They can do what they like. That's what it's all about. But I can't really get involved in that conversation because I don't know what they're talking about. I know they're talking about the army and postings and things, but I've never heard of the regiments. Adam Fente, I have a mild cold. Well, there you go. You can't be accused of man flu, could you? You could have said you were at death's door, but you're saying you have a mild cold. Actually, yesterday I reserved my next border run in 2 weeks. That will extend me through August. Life is just too easy here, So it's great for me who wants to sit and work. God, I don't want to sit and work, mate. I want to sit and drink and sunbathe. Um, but hopefully you get over your cold soon. I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. I went to immigration this week. I do. One of the things I love about doing Getty, what I love about the Philippines is immigration. You know, it's. I'll have to do a video about some of the best things about the Philippines because a lot of the best things I think aren't the things other people talk about. But it's a pleasure to go to immigration here. You know, I never got mucked around. We got on well with them in Thailand, but it was always a worry when you went in there. And we always went for the rigmarole of like, you know, bringing them a gift and, being, yawing and that when we went in and, going through the motions and things. And you're always a bit wary. And sometimes you got an a-hole. Here, they're just good as gold. They just stamp it. They don't ask any difficult questions. There's no concerns. It's just smooth. I went in on Monday. I thought I'd have to wait on a Monday because I imagined Monday would be busy. Took half an hour. Usually going in takes 10 minutes. There's never any hassle. You just go in, fill the form in, stamp it. Security guard's friendly. You get the customs official. They're like blah blah blah. Come back next week. It's such a dream compared to a lot of countries extending your visa here. Rick in Asia. Okay. I enlisted and went to the old 2-4 lines, then moved to the new lines. Ken McCulloch, got ya. Rick in Asia. I was in support company for most of my service. I was in mortars. Loved it. Park Garden. Well, look what a cat dragged in. How are you, Simon? And how's the lovely Ellen? We're good, mate. We're good. All good. Talking to the lovely Ellen, I don't know where she is. The lovely Ellen and the lovely Kayla were here, but now they've gone. And there's no sign of them in the house, which means they must have gone out somewhere. There you go. We didn't say goodbye. But we're all good, mate. Glass of finger, good thanks. Been busy sorting out some people starting little business, selling Graham sticks. Got him some 2-inch stainless bar to keep the box extra cool. What in the wide world of sport is a Graham stick? Ken McCulloch, thanks for your service, mate. Adam Fente, Jack Star been okay? I think our crypto lull is coming to an end this year. LOL. Yep. I'm not trying to. You said that it's coming to an end this year, last year, didn't you? I hope it does. I'm not being funny. I hope it does. I really do. I hope it does for you. I was talking to a guy I met the other day who's invested in passive funds and that, and he was talking about getting into crypto. And I said I still wouldn't know how to, but we were wondering if now would be the time to do it while it was low. Don't think I will, but I do wonder if now is the time to do it. Big in Asia, what did you get out, Ken? Big in Asia, cheers, Ken. Adam Fente, hey there, plastered finger. Ken McCulloch, Simon, you stand to attention when I talk to you, son. Of course, mate, of course. Can't you see? I'm sat to attention, mate. I'm sat to attention. Well, it doesn't look like Wendy stayed very long. Is Jack Star still with us? Are you still with us, Jack? I'm wondering if he is, because I think he'd have said hello. Hello, Adam. There we are. Who is in the house? We've got 12 now. 12 and 13 likes. Can't complain when you've got more likes than there are watchers. Lars and Finger, Graham are sort of ice cream between cinnamon crackers. Are they really? Are they an Australian thing? Adam Fente, it's been hot in Dooma these days, question mark. Yeah, hot, mate. Hot, sticky, wet. Yeah, hot, as. Hottest I've known it. Ellen hates it. I say, I'm aware it's hot, but it doesn't really bother me. It bothers her. Never understood that. It's like in the Philippines, when I lived in Thailand. Girlfriends there used to complain about the heat all the time. And you'd sit there and you think, well, you've had it your whole life. Why aren't you used to it? And it's the same in the Philippines. They'll sit there with their air fans, those pocket fans and complain about how hot it is. You think, you've had this your whole life. How are you not used to it? But they don't seem to be. Glass and Finger says, hi, Adam. Sort of ice cream between sushi and I don't think I've ever seen Graham's ice cream. Ken McCulloch, I have bad news, chaps. I need to go to work. Bye for now. Hey Ken, thanks for joining us, mate. I'm sat to attention, and thank you very much for the kind donation, mate. Much appreciated. Don't work too hard and be lucky. I should have asked what you guys did for Anzac Day. Let's see, Filipino. Hi, Simon. Simon here. How you doing, Simon? I'll be in Manila in 2 weeks, staying there for a few days, then heading to Duma for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. There you go. Lock up your daughters. Would you suggest I wait to get a place to stay when I get to Dumaguete, or better too? What kind of place are you looking for? See, it's a difficult that one is if you're going to do like an Airbnb, you could book one for a week and look for something else when you get here, but you get much better rates if you book for the whole month. If you book for 6 weeks, you'll get like 30-40% off the price, won't you? So it's a difficult one, mate. Difficult one. I mean, are you looking for an Airbnb or are you looking for a hotel for the 6 weeks? Rick in Asia, haha, yes, my girlfriend complains every day about the heat. Yeah, they do, don't they? It's just unbelievable. It's like, it's but then when I lived in if you watch Channel for a while, you'll know my ex-wife was Swedish. She grew up in Sweden her whole life. When we lived there, it got cold in winter, but she'd moan about the cold all the time. You're thinking, like, I didn't mind it. It's like, you think she'd be used to the cold. I can totally understand how a Filipino goes to the UK and complains about the cold, or a Swede goes to, like, Thailand or whatever and complains about the heat. But when the Scandinavians complain about the cold and Filipinos and Thais complain about the heat, you think, what the hell's going on? We're supposed to be the whinging ponds. You will never hear me whinge about the weather. Bastard finger, tough luck, Ken. Have a good shit. I said have a good shift. Have a good shift. Have a good shift. There you go. Yeah. Have a good shift. Let's see, Filipino. Get a place on Airbnb before I get there. Yeah. See, I can't help you with that one, mate. I would say a good friend of the channel was coming over here a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, and he asked me, did I know anywhere Airbnb? And I really didn't. And I asked on Facebook, could anyone recommend a good Airbnb? And there weren't many. There weren't many. Although I did meet a guy the other night, Paul, and he's got an Airbnb in a place called Richmond's Homes, which he was quite happy with. I might see him tomorrow night. I could ask him about that. But yeah, I don't know, mate. There aren't that many Airbnbs actually in Dumaguete. They all seem to be around the area. But no, I don't know, mate. I say it's one of those things, isn't it? You could take two views. You could book a place for a hotel for a few days and then find an Airbnb, but then you would lose a discount. I don't know. I'd probably book in advance, mate. But that's just me. Don't take that as advice. Rick in Asia, talk later, Ken. I'm glad you two got on. Ken McKellick, enjoy the rest of the show, folks. Bye. Oh, Ken was still there. Yeah, have a good shit, Ken. Let's see, Filipino, a place with a kitchen. So when you say eat Filipino, you're going to cook Filipino food, are you? I thought with eat Filipino, you'd be out eating in restaurants every night. Well, I had a place I've recommended to a few people. No one wanted to stay there. I had a nice little place in Sibilan. It's 15,000 a month, all the bills included. One-bedroom apartment, great location. Had a basic kitchen. I liked it there. I was all right with that. Adam Fente, I don't mind the heat, but I avoid the UV at all costs. Sun hurts the most in the Philippines. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have never worried about UV, and I'm starting to think now maybe I should have when I get moles and things like that. You start to think maybe I should have. But I was never really one for going out in the sun. I've never spent hours in the sun, but I had never worn Factor, sunblock or anything like that. Don't know why, I just never saw the point. But I do wonder if that's going to come back and bite me one day, like it did my old mate Ray, who is gloriously happy in Siem Reap these days. It's all gone quiet. It's all gone quiet. Why is no one talking to me? I hope someone comes in. I don't know if you saw that about what I was saying at the start of it about the trivia cards. I would love to know who left these cards for me. They really are good. There was like 2 or 3 series I'd never heard of in it because it's all like questions about 70s trivia, and the same questions kept coming up about certain ones which I just couldn't answer. I never heard of them. It's amazing how many memories it brought back. You know, some of the old sitcoms you've forgotten about and the characters and that. The ones I'd heard of or I'd seen, I was amazed how many of them I remembered, to be honest with you, because I'm sitting there like, I've not thought about that show for like 30, 40 years. And yeah, I remember that. I remember that character. Yeah, they really were good fun, they were. Rick and Asia, I've already had a few sun cancers cut out and I'm only 50. Well, I thought I had one on there. And I was debating whether to go to the see the old dermatologist over here. But then I started scrubbing today and it's come off. Dead a little bit, so I don't know. I'll give it a few days, see what happens. It might have been something else, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know now, but I was saying to Ellen, I've got to go this week. Now I'll have to see what happens with it. Wendy's back. I sold my gold and silver, bought a nice used bright red Kia Soul and a new apartment. When did you do that, mate? Sorry. When did you do that, my love? Or I say that, I call women mate. You know, it's amazing how many women I've met over here, or it's like, you know, I've said in the chats, you know, I said, oh, mate, I'm a woman. Honestly, I call some of my girlfriends, you know, as in friends, not girlfriends, but girls, I call them mate, you know, call everyone mate where I come from. And they call you mate, you know what I mean? So don't take any offence by that, Wendy. When you sold your gold and silver, was it recent? Basically, what I try to ask you, Wendy, in a roundabout price, is it right that the price of gold has dropped since this conflict started? Let's eat Filipino. If it's okay, I'll hit you up when I get there. Maybe grab a beer and a curry. Of course it is, mate. Of course it is. Would love to have a beer with you. Don't get too excited about the curries, though. There are at least 5 curry houses I know of in Dumagetti. One of them is a lot better than the others, but it's not that special. It's not great, so don't get too excited about having a curry when you get here, mate. Depends what you order. I mean, the chicken tikka masala is not good at all. But I know a couple of people say the vindaloo's nice. Mike Thompson, I have been to Gavit a lot. Not a tourist destination. Had an ex there. Is it not a tourist destination? Where the hell have they gone? Are you here? Where are you? Why are you outside? Oh, they're outside in the cool. There you go. I thought you'd gone for a walk or something. You could take the dog. Look at the dog, eh? This is my boy. Look at this. He sleeps at my feet. You're a good boy, aren't you? Go back to sleep. He's a good boy. Very well behaved. Rick in Asia. So you used to live in Sikihor. Do you miss it? No, I do not miss it at all. I do not miss it at all. No. Would never go back there to live. Not because of what happens. Just, you know, I didn't realise what Dumagetti had to offer. When I first got it, I thought I liked it. I hated Dumagetti. But now having lived in Dumagetti and seen what it's got to offer, the thought of going back, no, I'd never go back there. It's just too small, and there is no expat community there. I'm not necessarily an expat man. I've lived, you know, it's just everything is built around the backpackers, and you know, it's just, you know, people are always coming and going. It's got no community there in terms of for expats, and it's just so boring because it's just the same that, you know, there is no local you could go to. There is no place you can really, you know, it's just it's just things are just so difficult there. It's just so hard to get things, and it's just, you know, there are some people, if you're the kind of guy who likes to live off grid, wants to live up in the mountains, wants to be self-sufficient, you know, likes to spend hours in the sea and, you know, doing, you know, naturey things, and then that's the place for you. But if you're like, if you like socialising and you like, doing, I mean, it was all right the first few months, but then the novelty wore off. And I went back. We went back a couple of months ago for a weekend, and I did not miss it at all. We went to JJ's and went. The one good thing about it is a place called the Tipsy Bar. The food's really nice there. I enjoyed going eating in the Tipsy Bar. And it was nice seeing, showing, Peloton Beach and that to Kayla, and it was a nice weekend. But we went to JJ's and all the things I used to do, and I thought, I just do not miss this. That was a long answer, wasn't it? Adam Fenton, have immigration costs stayed the same for you this year? Curious if there's been any inflation in price. I know some don't care about cost of living, but I am curious. I think there might be. And it's interesting you say about cost of living. A lot of people have said to me, have you noticed the prices going up? I'll answer your question, Adam, but I'll do it in a roundabout way. A lot of people have said, like, have you noticed them going up in Dumagetti? And I've always said, no, I don't. I've never noticed them. And then other people say, oh, like 4 or 5 years ago, it was really. So if I'd been here a long time, I'd probably have noticed it. But I have noticed it now, this last couple of months, or 3 months. So I don't think it's all because of what's happening in the Gulf. But yeah, prices are going up. When you say with the visa fees, I don't keep a track on it. I know roughly what it is, but I renewed for 2 months, and it was 1950, so it's less than 1,000 pesos a month. And when I paid, I walked out. I thought, I'm sure that was 18 something. So I couldn't swear to it, but I think that's probably gone up by about 100 pesos. When it did, I do not know, because the trouble is, when you leave the country and come back in again, you can only extend for 1 month, and then the second time you can extend for 2 months, but they charge a lot more. It's like 3,000 something for the 2 months, and it goes back down to the cheap rate. So since we got back from Vietnam, this is the first time I've gone back to the 2-month regular fee, and it stayed a 2-month regular fee as long as I don't leave again. And I think it was 18 something, so it might have gone up 100 pesos maybe. But not a lot. As I said, I can't remember what it was before. Wendy, 1 month ago, I was sick of following the up and down. And then when I realised it wasn't going to go up with the war, I thought, 1 month ago, I was sick of the following the up and down. And then when I realised it wasn't going to go up with the war, I thought, okay. So it did. So basically, it didn't go up. So that's when you decided to cash it in. Rick in Asia, summer as an Australian, mate, is always used. Summer as Australia, mate, is always used. Am I having a stroke or something? I'm having trouble reading these and they're not making any sense to me. Summer as Australian. Summer as Australia, mate, is always used. You've lost me, brother. Art Park Garden. What's an average day like for you? What do you get up to? Being gentlemen of leisure and all. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't do a lot. I've said this many times. I mean, some days we do more. I mean, this week, for example, what did we do? Monday we did a lot. I went to immigration, and then we went to the beach. We had an afternoon on the beach, and then we got back. Today, I don't do much during the day. I mean, last night I went out to played in the music quiz, which we won. It's getting embarrassing, that music quiz. I'm teamed up with a guy called Nucky, and he's American. He knows his music, and we are pissing it every quiz. We lost one of them, and that was my fault. Unbelievable. First round, we would have got 16 out of 16 in the first round, but I mixed the bloody numbers up. So they were all wrong after the first one. So we got one in that round, but then we did so well in the other rounds. So even though we only scored one in the first round, in the next 3 rounds, we only missed winning by 1 point. We came second. But every week anyway, if it's once a month, we win by double digits. So yeah, but that's not me. That's Nucky. It's getting a bit embarrassing now. But don't get me wrong. I don't want to lose, but it is. I can see other teams quite understandably are annoyed. But anyway, I went off course then. An average day. So like, yeah, I will basically tend to get up about 9:30. That's the time I try and aim to get up for now. I will feed the dogs and the cats and do a bit of housework and things for an hour. Then I'll go back to bed. And when I say go back to bed, I don't go to sleep. I make a coffee and I sit and work on the quizzes for a couple of hours. I might go shopping if some shopping needs to be done. You know, we're night people. Tend to go out in the evenings. I really am a man of leisure, mate. I'm a very, very lazy man, and I do very little. Most days of the week, I won't do jack shit, to be honest with you. Just drink lots of coffee. You know, a lot of people say it's a very boring existence. But yeah, we're night people. I don't know what you do in the day. I mean, I used to go and play bowls, the batang. That would be like on a Wednesday. That was a daytime activity. You know, I don't like drinking in the afternoon, so it's very rare I'll go and meet someone for a drink. You know, not a coffee shop kind of guy. I mean, there's a lot you can do. Sam, when he was living next door, every afternoon he'd go snorkeling. He'd go for walks, drives around and that, but that's just not me. Sorry. Paul, we would call them a maid in Plymouth when I grew up, affectionately, not really accepted these days. A maid, a Sama in Australia. I must have missed a comment. I don't know what we're talking about. I must have missed a comment, and that Sama and the maid would be. We've spoken about Plymouth before, haven't we, Paul? I'm sure we have. I'm not going to tell you about my Plymouth days because I'm sure we've spoken about it before. Rick in Asia, okay, so no community, makes sense. Oh, typo. I meant to say same as Australia. Okay, got you now, makes sense. The word mate is always used. There you go, you got it. Right, there you got it. Yeah, yeah. Call a woman mate, you know, yeah, it is. You were saying you call people mate regardless of sex, yeah. And you would have got that from us. I mean, I don't think it's an arrogant thing to say. The reason you say mate is because it's an English thing that came over with you. So it's not surprising that you do the same. But they say made in Plymouth. One of the things I loved about Plymouth was the way they talked to you. There was a guy when I was in the Air Force. I was based at Mountbatten. First time I went down, there was a guy in stores, an old guy, Brian. He was like in his 70s, something like that. And I went in to get some kit, and he straight away, "All right, my handsome." And I'm sitting there thinking, "Did he just call me handsome?" And like I'm just smiling away. Then when he brings that in, he go, "Anything else you need, my lover? You just let me know, my lover, my handsome." It's amazing the things that they'll call you down there. Adam Fenner, interesting. Just a mild increase, not too bad. Overall, it sounds like life in Doom is working out great. I don't think there's any other place in the PH that has expat community and culture Dooma has. Well, I can't say because I've not been to, but I think you're right, mate. It's amazing how many people I know here who have lived in lots of other places, been here long periods of time, who have either come here from other places and stayed, or have left here and then come back because they missed it. I mean, it is. I think it is a bit special in that sense. It's not the prettiest city. It's not got the best infrastructure. You know, it's got some rough. Some of the places aren't pretty in that, but it is. It has got a good community. Although there seems to be an increasing number of arseholes arriving. I'll talk about that in another video. I'm going to talk about that. Either I've been very lucky or it's going downhill. Because the last few months I have met some more arseholes in the last few months than I've ever met in the time I was here. So I'm starting to question myself. Have I just been lucky for the last 2 years? Has it always been like that? Or is there a sudden influx? I hope there's not, because it could change for the worse, this place, by judging by some of the people I've met recently, which would not be good. Paul 8612 and maid was the medieval term for girl, so very old fashioned. Yeah, no, I know a maid is, mate. Yeah. Mike Thompson, first day at a job in Plymouth, I was called handsome, my lover, and my flower. Yeah, the guy, isn't he? All of that. Where were you working in Plymouth? All right, my lover. Simon Kendall, Adam, I think you're right. I've been around and I love it here for sure. I think there's a great level of service for size of the city and the community is great, much more friendly than Cebu. There you go, mate. Simon, I told you that. You know, when we went to Cebu, I was quite taken back by how unfriendly the expats we met there were. They really weren't there. But that just might be me. Maybe they didn't like me, but I didn't get the impression. It's not the same as the Philippines. Mike Thompson in the dockyard. Yeah. Oh. Well, that was the big employer, mate, when I was there. I was at Mountbatten. Yeah, the dockyard. I wonder how that's doing these days. I bet it's not. Yeah, Plymouth has changed. I went back there years ago to took some friends down to Union Street, and Union Street had gone. Very disappointing. It's a nice place though. Barbican's still lovely. You know, I like it, and the people are very friendly in Plymouth. But yeah, everyone worked in the dockyard. The dockyard was the biggest employer. I mean, well, it was Plymouth, wasn't it? Really. Nice city, Plymouth. Everyone. Or was it a town? That must be a city. The Citadel. Happy days. I can hear a male voice out there talking to my young lady. Who's that? That will either be Greg or Runa. Who else could it be? Or her fancy boy. Paul City. Yeah, of course it's a city. Of course it's a city. Lars and Finger, you said in one of your recent walk-and talks that you made a shepherd's pie. Not to be pedant, just curious, what meat did you use? Well, I lied when I made a shepherd's pie because it wasn't, I didn't use lamb. You can get lamb here, I'm led to believe, from Belchris. And it wasn't a cottage pie because it used beef, used pork. So it's not really a shepherd's pie. But it tastes damn nice. Tastes damn nice. Ellen made me, I might mention that, Ellen made me a purple one the other week. I wish I'd made a vlog on it because there's a sweet potato here. Because we use, it's not really shepherd's pie, we call it shepherd's pie. We don't use normal potatoes, we use sweet potatoes. We don't use lamb, we use pork. But it is basically minced pork with vegetables, carrots, peas, etc., and some baked beans with mashed sweet potato on top. So it's our version. But she got a different type of sweet potato. She brings out this thing's bright purple. Right, what's that? I thought she'd like put purple dye in it or something like for a laugh. Why have you done that? Tasted the same, but I should have logged that. Don't see many purple shepherd's pies, do you? Paul, did you lose your Fred Perry sponsorship? No, I tell you what, the Fred Perrys will be back at some stage. No, it's someone was asking me about that in the pub the other day. He said, you must love Vietnam because you're wearing Vietnam t-shirts all the time. No, I put on weight, mate. I put on weight. And all my Fred Perrys are a bit tight now. So when we went to Vietnam, I got a load of XL black t-shirts. And that's all I wear now, just because the Fred Perrys are tight. They're all mediums, and I'm not a medium anymore. So yeah, that's all it is. It's funny though, because when I go back to the UK, before I came here, I did a lot of shopping. I thought I'll get all my stuff to go over, and I fluctuate in and out of weight sometimes. So I bought a load of Fred Perry shirts, mainly Fred Perry, but I also bought a load of Lyle and Scott. But I got the Lyle and Scotts in large, and the mediums were all Fred Perry. Got them Fred Perrys in mediums. Because I'd had a Lyle and Scott in the past, a medium, and I thought it was too tight for me, so I thought the size was wrong. So I got, I think, about 7 or 8 Lyle and Scotts, but all quite bright colours, and they all a bit too big for me, so I didn't bring them. So I think when I go back, if I don't lose the weight, next time I go back to the UK, I will be coming back, and I'll be Fred Perry will be a thing of the past. I'll be a Lyle and Scott man. Adam Fente, been here in Da Nang since the new year. Overall, I'm very comfortable, but eventually I will get an itch to move. We'll see how I feel after another 3 or so months. Still want to see more of the Philippines. Well, you should do that, mate. You should do whatever you want to do, mate. You know, if you want to stay there. If you want to travel. You're a young man, Adam. You've got the world at your feet. And Fente, relationship weight. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. You put on the weight when you're content. Paul, I get the same. FPs in the cupboards that no longer fit. Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's a nightmare. I just wish I got large now. But no, it's a good incentive. I mean, that's why I never. It's worked in the past. Never been a man for scales because I just when the shirts start to get too tight, that's when you know that you got to lose the weight. But this time, when they started to get a bit tight, I was like, well, fuck it, I'll wear this instead. You know what I mean? Which is not the way it should be. But yeah, wouldn't have to lose much. Wouldn't have to lose much. I mean, they're still wearable, but trouble is, whenever we go out, Ellen just insists on taking photograph after photograph after photograph. She's obsessed with Facebook and TikTok. And I'm looking at you, seeing your love handles in the side of the shirt, and you're standing up like, oh God, I can't wear them. Well, I guess we lost Jack Star earlier on because he never answered the question. Well, it's very nice of him to come in and do a super chat and then go. But Adam's still here, Paul's still here. We've lost Ken as well. But those that are here, the 16 of you, you're not talking to me. Talk to me. Tell me something. Oh, we got someone. Joe H9009. Hello, Simon. What's your opinion on the expanded courtesy SRRV? I've just joined this live stream 1 minute ago, so don't know what topics you're discussing. Cheers, mate. We're discussing everything, mate. What do you mean by the courtesy SRRV? Are you talking about the military one? If confirm which SRRV you're talking about, and I might be able to talk to you about it, but I'm not familiar with the term expanded courtesy. Paul, is Philippines for shorts or slacks? What do you mean is the Philippines for shorts or slacks? Mike Thompson, I had a foal curry once, never again. You don't like a foal? I do like a foal. I do like a foal. Yeah, I love a chicken tikka masala, but it's too mild. But I like the creamy sauce, so I'd always try and get chicken tikka masala madras hot. But I do like hot stuff, so I usually get a foal side curry, vegetarian foal, and it annoys me because I can eat hot food. Nothing pisses me off more when you go to an Indian restaurant and they say, "No, sir, that's too hot." And you think, "I know what it is." It's like when I order chicken tikka masala. I've been eating chicken tikka masala madras hot all my life, and you'll go to some place and say, "No, we can't do that because it will take away the sweetness." And I know it takes away. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is about Indian restaurants. They seem to second guess you. I mean, I grew up in East London. Used to go down Brick Lane all the time. Been eating curry since I could crawl. Lived in Leicester, for 12 years. The land of a city of curries. I know my curries. I don't need some guy in an Indian restaurant telling me, what heat of the curry I can take, or it's going to ruin this if they do that. God, that pisses me off. Anyway, it's probably because I'm a grumpy old man. Paul, Trassies. Okay, none the wiser. Are you saying what's it like to get Philippines for shorts or slacks? Or I don't know. Is Philippines for shorts or slacks? Trassies. You have to elaborate, mate. Adam Fente, how's being a dad dog been these days? Yeah, good. I just popped him on. I'll show you again. You just missed him. He's good as gold, bless him. He sleeps at daddy's feet. The girls hate him. They love the kitten. She's a little baby. They stroke her and they try and dress her. They love her. They don't like him. They don't understand that he just wants to play and he wants to jump up at them and they don't like it. But it's okay because his dad loves him. Ex-military. Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. I may go down that route at some stage. But yeah, I know quite a lot of people who are on it. It's a good deal. 1,500 to get it in it. It costs 1,500, I think it is to get it, and then you've got to put 1,500 in the bank, and it's £100 a year for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's a good deal. If you're ex-forces, it don't even have to be ex-forces. in a friendly country. I've been told some people said like you can be X5 brigade X. It's like as long as it's what they class as a friendly country. I'm probably going to go for it. I mentioned it in the channel a while back. I was talking to a visa guy the other day. I know the owner of one of the SSRV, one of the visa agencies. Well, I'll say the name JRC. He sometimes sponsors the quizzes at Sideways, and I was talking to him, and I think I'm going to go for it. But the trouble is, I don't have any proof that I was in the Air Force, because when I left the Air Force, they gave me the blue book, and that's gone. So I have to get documents from the MOD to say that I was in. It's a formality. You can apply for them, but they can take, it says 9 months up to a year. My Air Force pension doesn't kick in until I'm 60. Because that's another thing. You've got to have a military pension, or you've got to have a pension of a set amount. But he was saying to me, if I can get the documents, which I can get, I will do that. I will do that this week. I will email them, because you can apply online for it. And it just got given you, the details of when you served. But when I've got those, he said he'd apply for me, because sometimes they waive the pension. But if I can get away with it without the pension, I will go for it. But if I have to have the pension, I won't. Because one of the things I was thinking about, I'm 55 next year, so I could cash in one of my private pensions. But I don't want to do that, because the way I've got it planned, I'm not going to access the first private pension until I'm at least 62, because I don't need to. I'd rather keep them growing. So just to access that to meet the criteria of having $1,000 in a pension isn't worth it for me. But they'll make exceptions. They don't always ask for the pension. He said, all we can do is ask. So I got to get my finger out my arse and get the papers to say that I was in. I must have my blue book somewhere. But it is like I came out of the Air Force in 1999. I've moved here, I've moved there. I mean, it's going to be at my parents' house somewhere. It's going to be in a loft in a box or something somewhere, but I can't expect them to go rummaging through them. So it's free to ask from the MOD. So, I mean, I should get that, because they might be quicker than the year. But certainly, if you can prove you're in the service and you got your pension and you're thinking of moving over here, yeah, you'd be foolish not to, mate. It's a very, very good deal compared to the other SSRV visas. Mike Thompson, it was good at the time, not the next day. Burning Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. Simon Kendall, can you make shepherd's pie out of goat? I don't know the traditional limitations. Nothing like young roasted goat. I don't think I want to. Well, I'm making it out of pork, mate. You can make shepherd's pie of it, but it's not really a shepherd's pie, is it? I mean, it's a shepherd's pie if it's lamb. If it's beef, it's a cottage pie. I don't know what it is if it's made out of pork. A pig pie, goat pie. I don't know, but you could, yeah. Why not try it? I won't eat goat. Joe, top man, cheers. No, you're welcome, Joe. Hope it helps you, mate. Amazing thing about goats. I mean, I only won't eat goats because I like goats. My parents, I've mentioned it before, my mother's got goats. They've got a sheep farm, but they keep goats for the milk. She makes cheese and stuff, and I like them. I look after the goats sometimes, and when she had cancer, I went back to look after them. Couldn't eat a goat. I have a soft spot for goats. Well, I could if I was starving, but it's not something I would order. And I certainly wouldn't have one around here, because I can't imagine the way they butcher them is particularly humane. But it is strange because you see goats everywhere. Places full of them. Not for the milk. They have them for the meat. But I don't think I've ever seen goat on a menu or goat in a butcher's here. So they must just eat it at home. I've not seen it for sale anywhere. I won't buy it even if it was. I'm not going to go looking for it. Mike Thompson, do you have any plan to take your girlfriend to the UK? In a nutshell, no. None at all. Mike Thompson, for a holiday? No, none at all. None at all. No. I mean, she'd like to, but I don't see the point. I mean, it wouldn't be a holiday for me, would it? I mean, the thing is, like, if I went back, I'd have to go and see family and things. And like, they've got a sheep farm up a mountain in Wales, and it's a bastard to get there. And I'd have to see family and things, and that wouldn't be particularly fun for her, I wouldn't have thought. And call me selfish, but I don't, I've seen all the tourist sites in London, and there's nowhere I would want to go. So I mean, I would basically just be a tour guide for her, which we may well do at some stage in the future. But I'd rather go to places like Vietnam, which neither of us have been before, so it's a holiday for both of us. And it'd be difficult to get a visa for. I mean, I'm not saying it would be difficult as in possible, but I'm sure it involves a visa visit or something, an embassy visit or something like that. But no plans at all for that. Adam Fede, interesting. I've never seen a Filipino goat adobo or anything like that. Does Ellen's family eat goat? Don't know. Ellen, does your family eat goat? Yes, they do. Simon Kendall, I think you need a specific document and a pension, and it also extends to certain government positions and NGOs. I think that you need a real pension, no investment sort of ones. Yeah, it does need to be a pension, but they don't always need to have a pension. Depends on the service. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's got contacts there. I don't know. I just said to him, "What's the situation?" In terms of if I wanted to go for it. And he said, "Look, well, let's just go for it. Have you got any documents, proof you're in?" I said, "Well, I said, well, get those." He said, "Well, just apply." He said, "It doesn't hurt to apply." He says, "Sometimes they don't ask about the pension." And I'm not going to get anyone to. I did actually speak to someone in immigration who's a friend of a friend. And I said, the pension could be a problem. And he said, no problem. So I think it depends who you ask and how you do it. I don't know, whether people will be doing me a favour or whatever. But yeah, you're right. If they do insist on it, it has to be a pension, and it has to be $1,000 or more, and it has to be for life. That's a fact. Which again becomes an issue because my private pensions, if I was to cash them in, it would be more than $1,000 a month, quite a bit more, but it wouldn't be for life because I'd use it as a drawdown. So you start thinking, do I have to get an annuity so it's for life, which I don't want to get an annuity, and I've got to cash in early, it's ridiculous, just so I'd lose, I'm losing what I'm turning into. So you see, if I have to go down that route, I won't bother with it until I'm 60, but if I can do it before then, bypass the pension thing, then I'll do it. Scott Gein, hey, long time. Hey, Scott, how you doing, mate? Joe, UK is dog shit these days, Simon. Chin it off. Yeah, well, yeah, I know a lot of people say that. Yeah, no, I've got no. I mean, I will go back at some stage. I have to be. I mean, I haven't seen the parents for a few years, but definitely when I go back, I'm not planning on bringing Ellen. It'll be a case of, as I said in the channel the other day, I may go back around Christmas time because I haven't been home for Christmas for a few years, and my passport runs out in July next year. So I could kill two birds with one stone, go home, have Christmas, get a new passport, then come back again. But I wouldn't be going. But the thing that screws it all up is the dog, it's the pets, isn't it? I mean, it's the cat and the dog. I mean, how could I leave that little lady? How can we go to England? Who would look after our little puppy? It's yeah. I mean, they have. I mean, I'm not complaining. We love them, but they have screwed up our holiday plans for the foreseeable future. At least until they become a bit more grown up and a bit more manageable. I mean, he requires attention all the time. Paul, annuities now balance out after 17 years in the UK. What does that mean, balance out after 17 years? What, you can't get a lifetime annuity anymore? Expand on that, please. And in fact, interesting, I am far from retirement, but what does the PH consider a pension? Could you buy dividend stocks in a brokerage until the payouts hit the threshold and use that? No, I think it's ridiculous. Yes. Yeah, apparently there's no leeway there because that's what's annoying me about it, because it was like Thailand, for example. As long as you can prove an income, or you can put an amount in a bank or something like that, it doesn't have to be a pension. But here it's so rigid; it's got to actually be a pension. It doesn't matter if it's like can't be dividends or anything like it. It just has to be a pension, as far as I know. But as I say, they can make exemptions. Um, Paula, yes, you can. They pay for themselves after 17 years. Is that right? Used to be 21. Did not know that. I am going to have to, next time I go back to the UK, I am going to have to see a financial advisor, because I'm getting to that stage where I've got to plan what I'm doing in terms of my pensions. And at some stage, I'm going to have to start selling property, because what's the point? You know what I mean? It's because I'm not getting any younger. I've thought about this a lot recently, trying to work out how long you're going to live and what you want to live on and what you're going to leave, and that is not too easy. I've kind of set it in my head. 82 is the maximum I'll live, because not many men in our family make it past 82. Of course, there's no saying I'm going to make it anywhere near that long. See, when you're planning for 82, you think, well, what if I have only got a few years left? Why not spend more on it? You know what I mean? It's like it is mind blowing. What if I live to be 100? It's hard when you're planning for the rest of your life. Um, Simon Kendall, when I got my SSRV, I couldn't use any investment income, hence why I had to do a big deposit for my SSRV. At the time, it was 20k. It's now 30k. Yeah, 30k USD in it. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't do that. I will stick on the tourist visas, or I will go to the military SSRV, or you heard it here now, I may go for the marriage. Say that very quietly. Marriage visa is probably the way forward. Paul, not sure whether they are CPI index though. Nor am I, mate. Nor am I. That's the trouble. I started reading some bits and bobs about I can't think of the fucking term now. We're talking about it. I have not ISAs, bloody annuities the other week. And when they started talking about the fees, it's like 3,000 arrangement fee and all the rest of this fees. And I was looking at the pros and the cons versus drawdowns. I thought, no, I can't see the point. I can't see the point. But that's me to the untrained eye. But I really couldn't. I could, the rate, because I used a few annuity calculators, and I was working out, how much you have to put in for them and what your payout would be, and doing it on drawdowns, just on like 6%, just as an average over the period, you were getting much better on a drawdown. I couldn't see the appeal at all, to be honest with you. But as I say, I'd need to speak to a financial advisor. Adam Fente, wow. Adam Fente, well, keep quiet about the last visa option. No, we've discussed, jump at it. Just don't see the point at the moment. But yeah, it's but it's a lot more attractive option than 30,000 US dollars. It's in a bank, and it's not secure, not guaranteed. The banks only guarantee up to 5,000 or something ridiculous here. I heard so many people having trouble getting out when they've left the country and things. It's and then they'll tell you, and I say, unless you can buy property to a certain value, or you can use that money to buy a house, whatever. But it only works if it's a government-approved developments, like these government-backed condominiums and that, which you're paying well over the odds. You can't just put 30,000 towards a house you're building yourself or something like that. It's not when you break down exactly what's required. It's not a good deal, and it's ridiculous that it's $30,000, because that's considerably more now than it is for Thailand. I don't know why they've done it. I really don't, because just think, and I mean, I don't want them to. I'm happy with the tourist visa, but if they want people to go onto the SRRVs, they've got to make the tourist visas more difficult. Otherwise, no one's going to transfer. But they're doing the opposite. They're making the retirement visas harder and harder, and it just so. Yet they're saying they want people to transfer over. Who's going to transfer over when the requirements are getting hard all the time? Art Park Garden. Would you ever return to the UK to live? I mean, voluntarily, not for illness or something like that. You can never say never because you never know what's going to turn out. But I really can't. I can't imagine an eventuality where I'd want to move back to the UK. I really, really can't. And so if it was illness or something, then but then you might have to. But that's not what you're saying. That's not a scenario you think of. If you're talking about I missed the UK and wanted to move back there, absolutely not, because there is so much less for me in the UK now than there was a few years ago. You know, all the people that I like, you know, my friends are all married and moved, and my family members have started dying. You know, we're getting late age and things. So, I mean, say in another 15 years, what are you doing? There's a little girl grinning at me, taking a pillow. Why are you laughing at me? I don't know what I've done. Have you eaten my ice cream or something? So I've got no, you know, I feel strange going back now, particularly to go to East London because I don't recognise it. It's changed so much. No, so I'd be a stranger in a strange land, wouldn't I, if I went back? And what would be what possible reason would there be? Adam Fenton, sometimes I think AI can do a better job of governance of some countries than the current state. Yeah. Anyone could do a better job than a lot of things around here. Adam Fenton, better job. Joe H. From my research, the PI government won't kick out tourists if you are on the SSRV military, unlike tourists who had to leave at the end of their term due to COVID. Of course, the rules could change, but no downside to the ex-military visa. No, there are no downsides to the ex-military visa. I mean, it's for life, mate. I mean, the idea is, I mean, obviously, there could be a war, there could be a change in government, but as things stand, it's for life. You know, you're here, you can work, you're a resident. Once you get that, you're a resident. As long as you renew it every year and only $100 to do so, then you're a resident for life. I mean, yeah, they're not going to kick you out. I mean, the tourist visas, you still get 36 months. They could cut that. You know, and if they do cut that, I'll have to rethink my situation. But at the moment, the only thing that is tempting is to get the courtesy SRRV, but I'll have to get the documents from the MOD for that. And as I say, the pension could put the kibosh on it. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But I can't see a downside to the military one, apart from the fact it's costing $1,500. Because I think I worked out my fees for a year for a tourist visa. They come to less than £200, including the ACR card. So, you know, that's going to give you like 10 years of tourist visas for just for the fee of getting the SRRV. Paul, the biggest thing I miss about the UK is the humour. See, I don't miss that because I watch the old sitcoms and that. You can watch it on TV, don't you? And there's quite a few Brits here. You know what I mean? So it's like I know where you're coming from, but there's not. I mean, we are by far the minority here. It's mainly Americans who do the gay, but there are quite a few Brits. Well, I tell you what, we have a new person has joined us. I've got a funny feeling might be a troll. But before we find out, I'm going to say I was about to say goodbye, but I'll carry on. I've got another comment here. You missed the world-class cuisine, the boiled potatoes and that like. I mean, how could you have torn yourself away from that first place? I do miss some of the food. I mean, not enough to go back, but I would love to. I used to love. I think I miss more than anything else. It's the mixed kebabs you get in Leicester, where it's the naan bread with chicken tikka kebab and doner meat wrapped up with the mint sauce and the salad and the chili sauce. Love that. I love mixed kebabs. You can get, they call them shawarmas here, but they're not really good shawarmas. I miss a good doner kebab. I miss the kebabs. I miss a good Indian. Nearly all the other stuff you can get over here, and some other places aren't so good. But you can get a decent steak here. You can get, you know, decent most things, but you can't get like a mixed kebab. You can't get a good naan bread. Didn't even have good naan bread when we were in Vietnam. Not like the UK naan bread. So I do miss that. I don't miss Bob. You say my parents are Irish, so boiled bacon and cabbage and shit like that. I grew up on that. And God, no, I do not miss any of that at all. Right, I'm going to sign out now, folks. Paul, not like you to worry about a troll, Simon. No, I wasn't. I wasn't worried about a troll. I just got. We got to the 1:30 mark. I thought I'd steal his fun. I'll go on for a couple more minutes, got some comments in, but then I'm going to knock it on the head because I am getting. I'm getting neck ache. I don't know why I'm getting neck ache. It's just that from why I scrubbed that thing off earlier on. I've got it, and that's I'm hell of a hypochondriac. Now I think I've given myself blood poisoning or something, and it's gone into my spine. Um, Cowards die many times before their fate. The valiant fall but once. Well, everyone's saying goodbye now, so I will say goodbye. But it's not because of the troll. He might not have been a troll. He might just have been being funny. But no, I just thought, like, I'm coming to the end. My coffee is finished. An arsehole is amongst us. Sorry if you're not an arsehole. I don't know who you are. I can't be bothered with it. But they're not a problem these days. I've worked out how to block them. You just press a little thing at the top and then they're gone. Simon Kendall, take care, mate. Adam Fante, good to catch you live, guys. Take care and stay cool during the heat. Mike Thompson, just started watching the series, The Blacklist. Very good. That's American, isn't it? Paul, thanks for the chat. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Paul. Well, thanks, everyone. I know you've gone, Jack, and I know you've gone, Ken, but thanks again for the very generous super chats. Totally unnecessary, but always appreciated. I'll have a nice beer and I'll get the girls some ice creams. Or even a Coke float. That's the way we roll over here. But thanks for that. And thanks for everyone who's joined us. Simon, okay, Simon, nice to see Plasterfinger. You're live again. Oh, and the dog and the cat. Right. Take care, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the live. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and be lucky. Can't switch the bloody thing off now.